I don't think your mate has to be your best friend. And it's not to say that your mate, shouldn't be. Like, for those who have that kind of existence and that's your relationship, then cool. But
this black manhood is uniquely different from everything else in this space.
People be shitting on men as being men.
Sometimes we mistake good qualities in people.
Now I know different. So there goes our communication breakdown right there. Because time exposes it all. Hey, we can talk that shit right here. You know what I'm saying? Dude.
I don't think your mate has to be your best friend. And it's not to say that your mate, shouldn't be. Like, for those who have that kind of existence and that's your relationship, then cool. But I think that isn't, personally,
let's tape it.
That puts entirely too much pressure. It puts entirely too much pressure on one person to be all those things for you. And so now, in the event when you're not clicking, in the event that you guys don't have any synergy, your whole equilibrium is thrown off now.
Yeah.
Because you're so dependent upon that one person.
That's cool.
For so many things.
But how do you set it apart then?
And it's not about it's about saying apart. It's about what we always talk about when you get into relationships and you are this one particular person, right? And then you get into a committed relationship, and of course you make this commitment to a person, and you're going to evolve as a person. If that person is of any value, you're going to evolve in that relationship and become something different from what you were prior to it. But part of the reason why she was attracted to you from the gate was because you were this individual. And so if you start to lose touch with what you were, you still need to be in touch with what you are.
So basically you need to be a little bit more independent from your whoever.
It even matters independence. What I'm saying is, what is the consequences of creating a situation where you are completely dependent upon one person for your everything? To be your end all to be all.
I think that's where you go wrong though. So I think your mate should be your best friend, but she shouldn't be your only friend. It shouldn't be the only person that you go and share things that you are going through with. But she is the person define best friend.
But that's kind of impossible. It's impossible to be just be your only friend anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
but she can be your main. I mean, for me,
she's your best friend.
I'd rather have her be my best friend that I can confide in.
But
some stuff that, well, you know what? I'm not gonna say that. I'll tell Cal anything. So it's kind of, I can't say it like that. She can't be my best bet, because I would tell any of you guys, I'm comfortable enough to tell y'all anything.
Again, here we go back to that situation where it's us. And it's easy there are things that I share with what I quote unquote call my best friend that I share with all of y'all. So there's no difference, does she know so
she ain't really your best friend.
No.
In the essence of it, if you could disclose everything.
But she is though.
No, because you can't.
She's your mate.
You can't tell her everything.
No, but what I discuss with you guys and she knows what you know, and then she knows what her and I know. So that's the difference. You know what I mean? Like, I don't talk about my intimate relationship outright. You know what I mean? So that's a part of me that only her and I share.
There's
you understand what I mean?
That
she doesn't know.
Not you in particular, because I don't want you to go home and get beat up. But there's a part that you just have selected to never tell, because I'm gonna keep that. But at the exact same time, it'll come up in conversation with us. You know what I'm saying? So,
but that goes back to just past stuff, though. To me,
but even still,
it's more than just history.
But you chose not to tell her.
Disclose particular, even past things.
It's right.
I don't know if I purposely.
I don't guarantee you that I have chose and
Well, that's because we scared of women sometimes recognize our words.
No, I'm not.
They come back and use that against us. That's at some point.
But it's not. It's not just that.
That is a valid point, but it's not just that.
Yeah.
Like, but I'm like to answer the question. I don't need her to be my best friend. As a matter of fact, you know, I think we all have been in a situation where, you know, we put a whole lot into one woman, and then next thing you know, when it got turned upside down, you like, dang, it hit you harder than it hit any other relationship you had been in, right? So, and because you put so much in her, and she was so much of your everyday.
But you should put that much into her, though. I mean, if you
has to be a balance.
If you really think she's the one,
you should be devoted.
you should.
You should definitely be devoted.
But is it a need or a want?
Devoted. It's both.
You know what I mean?
You should be devoted.
You don't need her to be your best friend, but do you want her to be your
Of course.
best friend?
Do you
I think
want,
I want
do you
her to
want
be my
to put
best
that
friend.
much pressure on one person
Yeah.
to support you in every fact? And that's your choice. That's what I'm saying. I personally am saying I don't want one person to be the crux of my entire existence in that way.
But I
But-
think
but
is that
what
the
do you- what-
question? Is it one? Are you saying one person being the best
I'm
friend?
saying you don't
Or just-
need it.
but-
That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying that you don't need. When you say,
It's a case by case.
yeah, exactly, and it's a matter of what you define. What I'm saying is the person says, happy birthday to the love of my life and my best friend, and you know what I mean? Like, I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need that.
But there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
And that's what I'm saying.
if-
Me saying I don't need it, it's not a critique or a criticism
Yeah.
of that.
Nah.
What I'm saying is, you should be aware that you are making that's a lot of pressure for one person to be.
And now it shouldn't be though. It shouldn't be because if it just
in theory-
flows natural,
in
it
theory-
just works that way.
Go ahead.
And that's how I feel.
In theory, but what about when you're like, when you're dealing with everything your mate has, and dealing with everything your children have, and dealing with maybe things that your mother's dealing with and other relatives, that is a lot of pressure.
But that's
to
what a
come
man. That's about
Is
being
this
a
your
man.
wife or your
That's what you're
girlfriend?
supposed
Your
to
wife.
do.
No, stop.
But this is
No,
what
you gonna deal with that regardless
That's
then.
what you
That's-
no, what I'm saying is, you're
How do
missing
you
my
keep
point.
that away?
You're missing my point
Go
here.
ahead, I'm
We're
listening.
missing my point.
I'm listening.
Because if
No, we hear your point.
all that is to bear on
Just
you,
disagree
if she
with it.
can't go to her sisters or her cousins, she doesn't have her own circle.
Nah, man. You
But
know,
you should, but that's what I'm saying. Are you saying
But
that you're
some-
isolating yourself with this
No,
one
you're
person?
listen. It's not isolation. What I'm saying is, for my preference, that I don't want one person to be my end all to be all. And I believe that is a tremendous amount of pressure to put on one person. That doesn't mean we can't have a fulfilling relationship. It doesn't mean that doesn't mean that I'm not fully vested in her life and I'm not fully vested in in her best interest. It just means that I am not going to her for every single aspect of my
But
life.
is that
So
about
what's the
her? Is that
definition?
about you?
That's
I'm about
about
to
me.
say, what's the
That's
definition
about
of best
you.
friend?
So
then?
what
Yeah.
is the definition of best friend then? Because best friend don't have to be that every time I have a problem I go to
You go
Cal.
dumping on
But
her.
if you say she's my wife and my mate and my best friend, now you've added additional roles to that. So you
I don't think that's okay.
oh, you have it. You have it.
It's already you already been in that.
No,
role.
that's you convoluting
No,
wife and mate with best friend.
I think it's a very relative term. The way some people operate, they don't have things to hide. Like, they're not as multi-layered as some of us are.
Exactly.
And so, that's the thing to take into consideration. So there is no burden.
No.
Some people live a very simplified life, so it doesn't matter. Hey, you want my phone, you take my phone, hey, answer my phone for me.
Yeah.
There's actual cats that do that.
You guys are going into the semantics.
No, but what I'm saying is this. It's not about semantics.
Well, then,
It's about, is it possible, right? Do they have to be? Of course not. But if that was the case, I know for me, it's not that you have to be, but it would be cool if you were. And it doesn't mean, like you said, I have one best friend. I can have 10 best friends, right?
Exactly.
And at the same time, that person could be just equally as cool. Now,
Carry the same
So
value.
then
Yeah.
what you're saying is she's not the
Not your-
sole person that you're reliable,
But I just
relying
asked you,
on.
was it an isolated situation?
Yeah,
Are you
that's
isolating
what I was trying
What
to
you
understand.
just
but now,
described.
hold on. What I'm trying to understand is what was the actual statement?
Y'all get into the semantics of it.
No,
I'm saying,
because I'm trying to get a clear understanding. I can't
let me
answer
explain.
it. No. What did the actual statement? What did the article say?
it's not about the articles. What I'm saying, the article supports that.
It's just your opinion.
Are you talking about?